Hi, this is Tom from Infinity Bricks, and this is another LEGO Batman movie set review. This is set number 70916, the Batwing. If you've seen the film, you'll know that this plays a huge part in the movie, and if you haven't yet seen it, you'll know from the trailers that this is going to show up quite a lot. And it does look absolutely fantastic. There's quite a lot that's been included with it, some exclusive figures, well, one exclusive figure in particular, Harley Quinn here, and we'll have a closer look at her later. She comes with this cannon, and we also have Robin, who has this kind of bat buggy, which is kind of a cool little addition that's been chucked in. Now, Batman, as we're familiar with, is pretty much the same as the Batmans that we've seen before, nothing special, but the vehicle itself is absolutely exceptional. So let's have a look at that to start with. So if I just get everything out of the way. Now, it's very big, and as you can tell on camera, it's actually quite difficult to get the whole thing in. But I'll do my best to show as much as I possibly can. So if I sort of spin this around a little bit, you can get a feel for some of the parts that have been used, and I don't believe there are any printed pieces actually, apart from the cockpit, which was a real surprise. Everything else is a sticker. So you've got all these stickers along the side, on the top. There's quite a lot of stickers actually on the wing. It's all very fiddly. And I find quite annoying. I don't mind the occasional sticker, but I do definitely prefer the printed elements. And here, this piece here, if you've had the Scuttler, you'll know that the sticker that goes on the back of the Scuttler is an absolute nightmare to put on. And I had a pretty bad experience with the UCS X-Wing trying to get a sticker on, which was very similar detail print to that. So I'm really pleased that LEGO's learned something there. Probably a lot of people saying that they needed replacement stickers, but eventually we're finally getting some printed elements on things like this. So this you could almost see being a sticker, but yeah, it's great to have it as a print. Now, annoyingly, I've got a kind of scratch on my little screen, and you may not be able to see it on camera. I find that quite a common thing with these screens, and I wish in some ways that they were always put in a separate bag. So I always find that annoying, because obviously they are harder to get hold of because they're specifically printed for this set. So if you ever needed a replacement, you know, they're not easy. So I always feel with things like this, LEGO should actually bag these separately and just make sure that they come in the best possible condition. But unfortunately mine's got 2 scratches on it, so just irritating to be fair, but very minor, so I'll let it go. But yeah, so let's have a start with opening up the cockpit. So we have in there 2 seats, and it's quite difficult to get in to see the details, but bear with me. I'm going to try and sort of zoom in. This is a bit of a sort of gritty way of doing it, and hopefully I can get focus there. But there we go. You can get a little bit more of a feel there for the details inside. So you've got the 2 seats. You've got one seat at the back and one at the front, and the main control area with the sort of control sticks are here at the front, and very tricky to see, but there are some stickers in there as well, again all sort of in the control side, so you can kind of see as I sort of turn it there, you have some sort of stickers along the side, and there's a couple of other stickers on the other side. Nothing particularly special, but you know, obviously capture what's in the film, so that's always quite cool. You've got these little lights here at the top, which is nice. So take it back out again, we can get back to where we were. So also we have some spring-loaded shooters here on the wings, and they operate exactly as you'd imagine to. You just kind of push them down and they flick away. I'm never a fan of these hanging out the back, but actually in this case I kind of think it works, purely because of the styling of the wing and how it's got these kind of additions on the back here, and so it's not as noticeable. There's also, I forget what these are called, but it fires discs. You push this button in and it kind of fires out discs and things like that, so that's always quite fun for kids. Lots of little bits like that to play with. Now, being such a big set and obviously not having a huge amount of space, it's going to be fairly messy, this review, purely because I want to show you as much as I can, and in order to do that I'm going to have to kind of move things around all the time just to be able to get a better view of it all. But the actual shape of the Batwing I think is absolutely brilliant. I think it just looks fantastic. So if I can pick it up and hold it up, hopefully you'll get a feel for how that actually all looks. Now these wings are not as stable as I thought they would be. I was kind of hoping they would be a little bit more stable, but they're not really. So if I kind of like tilt it up, you can get a feel there for the actual shape of the wing and how all of that works together with the tail. I think that just looks great. You know, you can imagine this as a silhouette flying like in the movies up against the moon, and you've got there the bat symbol. So the shape of it I think works really, really well. Also you have these kind of engine inlets on the side that you can kind of maneuver just by turning this sort of turret gun on the top. And if I turn it around front ways, hopefully that will give you a better view of how all that works together. So just trying to figure out what to hold whilst turning it so it doesn't fall over. But there you go. So that's kind of like whilst it's in flight mode, maybe it needs to stop or slow down, and the thrusters kind of rotating and turning would allow him to sort of change direction. So yeah, I really like that. Interestingly though, when you put it down, the way it kind of sits is that sits at an angle, so it doesn't sit straight on, and that's just because of the actual Technic piece that they use. There's no way of kind of getting it straight whilst it's sitting flush, unfortunately. I think this would have looked great with a stand actually, so it's a real shame that they didn't include a stand, and that would have been really nice, but never mind. So on the side here the sticker says Black Thunder, and it's got the bat symbol, and it's the same on both sides. That's probably the only time you've got that. You have these little arrows over the set and also on the back. Shall I turn it around again so you can kind of see it from the back? Actually, you may not even be able to see it from that angle. Let's have a look if we can see. Just under there on the engine there's a little sticker that says exhaust. So very similar to the Scuttler in that regard. With the Scuttler you had stickers all over the place kind of indicating where things were. Just a little bit different really. I do like it actually. I like the little bit of, you know, little flash of red there on the arrows and stuff. I think that works really, really well. So yeah, so from a feature point of view, obviously we've got the spring-loaded shooters, we've got the discs that fire, we've got the rotating engines as well, so that works really well. The cockpit obviously sits two people, as I've said before. You can manoeuvre the wings up and down. They're on these sort of ratchet joints. I do find them a little bit flimsy though, but you can kind of change the look a little bit just by kind of bending them down. They don't tilt up, they just sort of go down really, but I really like the way that works. And obviously, I turn it right around again, and the back, and I have to lower the camera just to get to be able to see that a bit better, so just bring the camera down. There you go. You kind of have a little area there, and that's for the bat buggy to go in. So that would just go in there, where Robin would just drive out. So that's pretty cool. Don't like this sort of area though with exposed studs. I think they could have used something else, just sort of change it up a little bit and make it look a little bit better, so that's always a shame. Obviously with all these little flaps at the end of the wings, these all can be tilted as well, so just sort of change the look up a little bit. And it's big. I think it's actually, yeah, it's a lot bigger than I expected it to be. It's very chunky, so from the side, which is the hardest point to show purely because of the space, I'd definitely have to get a lot lower on the camera again. And yeah, rotate it round. You can see it's like quite fat, which I like. I think that's quite fun. It's a fun little look for it. So yeah, I kind of like the chunkiness, and it's just interesting. You know, that kind of bulk that it has there. But I'll just show you the underside, where you have these little lit panels I think that's quite nice just to have those extra details. Obviously you're not likely to see the bottom of this unless you're kind of hanging it up, so it's nice that we have those additions, and it kind of gives you a better look at some of the contraptions for shooting the discs and what's holding the wing in. The main wing is actually just sitting on that plate. That's why I'm saying it's not, you know, perfect. You push that too much and it may come off, and I could imagine that over time, but just, you know, generally with normal play it's fairly robust. So so here we have the 3 figures that we get in this set, and I must say that is the only thing I am a little bit disappointed in, is for the price at $99.99 all we have is the 3 figures. I would like to have seen a few more figures, maybe 6, you know. I think the Scuttler came with quite a few, so it's a shame that we didn't actually get more. And obviously 2 of these we've had before in other sets, and the only exclusive one is Harley Quinn, which is just another version of her. So yeah, I think from a figurine point of view they could have done a little bit more there for us, and unfortunately, yeah, we only have the 3. But nevertheless, the Harley Quinn in particular is absolutely fantastic. So like I say with Robin and Batman, let's get those out of the way. Very, very similar, if not identical to others. Yeah, he's got the same face that I think we've seen before, and with Batman, same face that we've seen before, sort of you know, happy for Robin and kind of a bit scared. And then with Batman, he just has the sort of straight face, you know, so nothing really different. And obviously if you've got these figures already, I'm not going to really spend much time on them. But Harley Quinn obviously has got a lot of extra things going on. She has this kind of ballerina skirt on, which is half red and half black, which I really like. Let me just move these guys out of the way, kind of get her more into center screen, and we can focus more on her. So we zoom on in. So she's got this red and black ballerina skirt, which I really like, and a lot of detail here. And she's got this kind of corset on, I guess, and there's a little bow tie on top as well. So that's quite cool. And she's got her knee pads and the printing at the bottom, this kind of red and black theme. And also she has that fantastic addition, the big mallet, which is a printed element, which I really like when they do that kind of thing. So we have this nice sort of printing on the side, and if I give her a spin around, the other end of the mallet has this kind of target sort of thing on. Also gives you a better look here on her back as well, and the print detail there. So let's kind of zoom right in. I apologise for the grittiness of this video. It's just the fact that the size of this set was a bit bigger than the space that I have to film it, and since I started manoeuvring the camera around, I've just got into the bad habit of doing it. So here, yeah, you've got the detail on the back, which I really like. Again, you've got the diamonds, which is really cool. And she has 2 faces. I think these are identical to the ones that came with the Minifigures Series, but I'll just double check and have a look. I'm not quite sure, but I think we've seen these faces before. So grumpy and happy. Yeah, I think that's the same. So yeah, so this is the set. Oh yeah, I forgot about the cannon. So let's get that into shot as well and give you a look at what that looks like. So here's the cannon, and might as well get the buggy in. There we go. That's that as well. Let's move her out of the way. So you've got this nice red and black cannon. It's kind of a little light on the side and a lever. Kind of tilts up. Got it on a kind of tilt, and it kind of lands down again, following the black and red theme, which I really like in this. And you know, it's just kind of the shooting cannon. You just rotate it and they fire everywhere, which I'm not going to do just because I'll never find them. But you're probably very familiar with what they can do. And again, you've got the nice little key to turn, which is quite cool. And this is just very, very simple, just a little bit of fun. It's got a sticker on the front. But yeah, works well. So yeah, hopefully you like this set as much as me. I really love the Batwing. I think the build is fantastic. I'm very happy with Harley Quinn. Other figures, yeah, I mean, you had to have Batman and Robin. You really couldn't go without them, but I still felt we should have had another edition, a couple of other figures to go with this set, so that's a real shame. But apart from that, I think it's fantastic. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to doing another video again shortly.